Hello my beloved brothers and sisters. In this video we will find out who this Antichrist actually is. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, we will begin with the book of Revelation chapter 13 verses 1 through 7. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Now, if you do a quick read and compare Revelation 13 to Daniel 7, you can see that it is the exact same beast. You can read it and see the exact same attributes, but in more detail. It is absolutely clear that they are the exact same. So judging by Revelation 13, we can also see that the Antichrist is not Trump. This beast has been around centuries. Many centuries before Trump was even thought of. In fact, if you take the year for a day principle when studying Bible prophecy, this beast had power for 42 months or 1,260 years. And last I checked, Donald Trump was only 78 years old. But if you want to then switch it up and say, well, the first beast is just the United States. Considering this nation wasn't even its own country until 1776, that's still only 248 years, so all the presidents combined won't even make up the 1260. So again, that would be wrong. And to bring up another point, did Trump make war with the saints and persecute them and kill them? Clearly not. Neither has the United States of America. However, as we have studied in previous videos, it is the United States, or to be more specific, apostate or Protestant America, that is the beast that rises from the earth, having 2 horns like a lamb and begins to speak as a dragon that goes out and forms an image to the first beast. Let's look at the book of Revelation chapter 17, and we will read verses 3 through 7. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is. Look, we see the same beast. 7 heads and 10 horns, the same beast we saw in Revelation 13, and the same beast we see in Revelation or Daniel chapter 7. And it goes into even more detail here. Look what we see now. We now see a woman riding this beast, and she is drunken with the blood of the saints. And we know from Bible prophecy that a woman represents a church according to the book of Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2. In this case, it's a corrupt church. And according to Daniel 7 verse 23, a beast represents a kingdom or a nation. So we see a church riding this kingdom, which means she is controlling it. So this clearly is a church and state union. And notice how this beast comes out of the bottomless pit and goes into perdition. Didn't we just read last week that this Antichrist or beast power, the man of sin, is also called the son of perdition, who exalts himself and sits in the temple claiming to be God? All this we see is a part of Babylon, friends. Now, I would like to take you back to the book of Daniel chapter 7, and we will look at verses 7 and 8. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. And then jump down to verses 20 through 25. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. So we know the 4 beasts. We have studied this deep in previous videos. We have Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and then pagan Rome. But notice now that we see the 10 horns. Notice also that a little horn comes up among them and plucks 3 of those 10 horns. And then since these horns are on the beast of pagan Rome, wouldn't it be safe to say then that all of this goes down in the midst of the Roman Empire? And if that's the case, then it definitely cannot be Donald Trump. Friends, but we see here that these 10 horns represent the 10 kingdoms which are known today as modern Europe. We have the Visigoths, Anglo-Saxons, Franks, Alemanni, Burgundians, Lombards, Suevi, and then the Heruli, Ostrogoths, and the Vandals, which are now extinct, meaning those were the 3 horns that were plucked up by this little horn. Let's look at some characteristics of this Antichrist power now. 1. It would be a little kingdom in Western Europe. 2. It would have a man at its head that can speak for it. 3. It would pluck out or uproot 3 kingdoms. 4. It would be different from the other 10 kingdoms. 5. It would make war with the saints. 6. It would emerge from the pagan Roman Empire. 7. The saints would be given into his hand for a time, times, and half a time. 8. it would speak great words against the Most High. And 9, it would intend to change times and laws. Friends, you can look at all these points, and it's safe to say that Donald Trump doesn't fit any of them. You can ask any historian or any Bible scholar, and they would tell you clear as day who this Antichrist power is, because there is only one power that fits Daniel 7, Revelation 13, Revelation 17, and that is none other than the papacy. Does the papacy have a man at its head? Yes, the Pope, currently Pope Francis. Did it rise up out of the Roman Empire? Yes, it did. Did she persecute the saints? Yes, from 538 AD to 1798 AD, she killed millions, over 50 million Christians. Do they think to change times and laws? March 7, 321 AD, Constantine the Great attempted to change the Sabbath to Sunday. Sunday sacredness is 100% paganism, beloved. Historically and prophetically speaking, the Antichrist is none other than the papacy. It's pretty obvious, and there's no other way around it. And this isn't some beatdown on Catholics, friends. Majority of Catholics genuinely just don't know. But the hierarchy do, and they purposely keep the truth from people. They say you can't understand the Bible unless they interpret it for you. But that isn't true. People need to study the Word of God for themselves instead of listening to anyone else. If people don't understand who this beast is, then they will not understand what the mark of the beast is and how to avoid taking it. That is why this information is so important to understand. It's not the people, it's the system of worship, and this system is being led by the dragon into duping the world. And they've been duping people since the 4th century. Before the papacy came along, everyone understood the Sabbath. Jews, Gentiles, and Christians alike kept it. The ones who weren't keeping the Sabbath were heathen. Everyone understood the state of the dead. There was no purgatory or secret rapture nonsense. Friends, that all stems from paganism. And not understanding these truths could cost you your soul salvation. I don't want to see anyone lost, and that's what keeps me motivated to making these videos, and I do this for free. I don't care for your money. I care for your soul. That's all that matters to me. I know my treasure is in heaven, beloved, and Jesus is coming very soon. With that being said, this is John Tinsley with Everlasting Rock Ministries, and always remember, the truth never fails. God bless you.